Welcome to the Chasing Meeples podcast. If you want a lighthearted take on board games with a sprinkling of hilarity, you're in the right place. On today's episode, Chris and Angie share their top 5 and write games. Chris gets max points on Angie's Meeple quiz. Get comfortable, this is going to be a good one.
Hello everybody, this is Chasing Meeples. I am your host, Chris, and as always, I am with my lovely co-host.
Hello, it's Angie.
So we are on episode 7. That's pretty exciting.
Oh, it's very exciting.
Did you think that we would make it this far?
There are days that I did not.
Why is that?
Oh, things we won't go into on air.
It's me, isn't it?
It's not you, but you know what? Before we get into that, you dropped a bomb on me before we got on air.
I did.
Dropped a bomb on me.
What was
and
that?
I think it's something we need to discuss.
Oh, okay. I like this. Is this like therapy?
This is like therapy.
This is therapy.
First, you pressed a button that gave me something like a dog whistle, and then we had a conversation that talked about broadcast television, and you dropped the bomb.
I dropped the bomb.
Chris, how do you know how they warm up an audience?
Well, because I was in an audience.
Okay, which I said, what are you talking about?
Well, okay. So
Tell us.
if you want to call it a TV show, right? So, because it was on TV, I guess. I was in the audience and I had the possibility of being a participant or contestant in the Wisconsin Money Game TV show. How did I get there, you ask?
How did you get there?
All right, perfect. I got there because one night I was over by my friend Aaron's house. And we were playing, believe it or not, Dungeons and Dragons. And before I went there, I stopped at my traditional quick trip run and I grabbed my snacks and my cappuccino. And I figured I would buy 3 scratch-off lottery tickets. The first 2 were losers. And the third one was a winner, and it was the Cosmic Cash lottery ticket, and I'll never forget the name.
Wasn't
of
the
it.
second chance?
Nope.
The second chance to those.
Cosmic Cash, and at the time, I remember scratching it off, and I scratched it, and I went, 3 TVs, and everybody at the table stopped, and they looked at me, and they went, "What? That I just got 3 TVs? What does that mean?" They're like, "You're going on TV." So I was like, "Oh, that's cool." It was filmed in Madison. I think. Yeah, it was filmed in Madison. Or Milwaukee. I don't remember. Gosh, so long ago. Anyway, I remember spending the night in a hotel and going there, and they warmed us up, and somebody came out and they're like, "All right, when everybody comes out, there's an applause sign here, and there's this and that. We need you to clap." And the hosts are coming out, and you had to get everybody all excited, and you have to make the TV personalities feel good for who they are. And otherwise they can't perform, apparently, right? And I did not get picked to go on the stage, but you want to hope that the contestants on the show win big because you get a percentage of what they win. Well, nobody won big, but I came home with $740 some total. So with the $100 that I won, it was like $800.
Oh, because you won a percentage of what everybody else won?
What the 3 contestants win, like the top winner, you won. Yeah, you got a percentage of that. And oh my God, the people out there were just horrible. Horrible. You're literally like picking letters.
Did I ever tell you that my cousin won $10,000?
You never did. Really? On the Money Game show?
Yep.
That's awesome. That's cool. I wish your cousin was there when I was, because
a percentage of
I
it.
would have got more than $745. Anyway.
Hey, $745.
As a 20-year-old kid, and I'm going to say kid, as a 23 or 20-year-old person, whatever, I don't care. Kid. I was a freaking kid. That was good money.
Oh, yeah.
That was good, Mom.
Oh, yeah.
But whatever. It was cool. So there's the bomb.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. I thought the bomb was going to be that I wanted to rehearse something before we started recording.
Well,
The look on
I
your-
wasn't going to call it that, but now that you brought it up.
The look on your face was priceless. You're like, what? You literally want to go through this before we record?
I have to listen to this twice.
Yes. Yes.
Don't make me listen to this again.
It's either Chris sits up here for 4 days editing, or we do a little bit of rehearsal.
That. You should have said it that way. I know you said one take, but you should have said it that way. Or I'm waking you up in your chair going, Chris, what do you have to do right now? What are you going to do?
Edit. Yeah, just be glad.
Wake me up in 5 minutes.
Just be glad you haven't come up here yet and seen me dozing out in the chair.
Yeah, that's happened.
That's happened.
Yeah.
Here I'm editing. Next thing I know, the podcast is over and I wake up. What? Oh, God, I got to go all the way back to 20-minute mark.
Okay.
Ooh, I just bumped my mic.
Oh, my gosh. I was crying. That was good.
So let's talk about some cool gaming related stuff. Did we get any new? We did get some new games to the table. We got Wingspan Asia.
We did.
That is good.
Well, we'll talk in depth about it.
Oh yeah.
Podcast, but and as I told you that I had gotten onto a live chat with Jamie Stegmeyer and had asked him if he had gotten feedback that base game Wingspan was weak at 2 players. I feel kind of bad that I asked him that, especially because he seemed to really like it at 2 player. So I actually I was going to, because I felt so guilty, I wanted to get back on there and tell him, hey, knocked it up. You really went up a notch. Wingspan duet, adding that duet board.
Yeah, I mean,
Trying to give him an attaboy.
yeah, I like the addition of the duet board. I didn't think, unlike you, I did not think base Wingspan was weak at 2 players, but the duet board does make it better. And we'll talk more about that when we do our feature review in the next episode. As far as first impressions of the game, I like it. And that's all I'm going to say. What else? I feel like there's been more excitement in the world of Chasing Meeples.
You mean when I won a game from AEG?
Oh, yeah. Tell everybody about that.
Oh, well, I was on Facebook and I was watching a live play of Tiny Towns by Bozinator. And of course, they had a little contest. And no, I think I had to tag people or something like that. Something pretty simple. And Chasing Meeples won. So I got a copy. I just got it in the mail. Came in the mail today from the sitting on the garbage can.
Yeah, Mr. Garbage Can Delivery Mailman.
Old wallpaper.
That I think it's called that old wallpaper. Yeah.
Small box game. So we'll have to break it open. I know there is a memory component to it.
Oh, that's gonna rock.
Or so. For you, maybe. It will definitely be a brain burner for me. This little box will probably just completely destroy me.
That's funny.
Memory, that's not my strong suit.
Me either lately. I swear. The older I get, the less technologically inclined I become.
Suddenly you're like,
I mean,
what? Where's that share button again?
Yeah, what the heck? I mean, maybe it's just because my phone just goes through all these updates and they throw these curveballs at you.
There you go.
But all I wanted to do was upload that video to YouTube for Gabe, and I was just like, I knew where my gallery was yesterday. What the heck?
They do. They move things around on you.
So, yeah, I hope it's not that. I hope it's not a thing where the older you get, what? Huh? What's this thing?
Yeah, I don't think that moving a window on your phone means that Do you have Alzheimer's? Or
No, not
something?
Alzheimer's, just like, you know,
Dementia?
no, you're going there. Like, don't go there. I'm just talking about, like, when I grew up, whether I was playing Sega or PlayStation or whatever, it was always Nintendo to my dad. No matter what it
Oh,
was Nintendo.
yeah.
And, you know, game controllers were not game controllers, they were
Oh.
remotes.
Shut up. I call it a remote.
Well, you also use the term Davenport and Den.
Do you know what a Davenport is? I had to tell you what it
Yes,
was.
it's a brand name of a cabinet, right? Sofa.
But I had to tell you that because you did not know that.
Well,
Famous Lazy Boy.
because it is not the era of the Davenport anymore. It is not.
Have you ever heard anybody use the word Davenport?
Only you and Donna Reed.
Donna Reed used the word Davenport?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
You were Perry Mason or somebody from like some classic television show used the word Davenport.
My grandma used to use the word Davenport. So I looked it up one day.
I mean, my grandmother could have been saying Davenport every day, but she was saying it in Polish, so I had no idea. I don't know what the Polish equivalent of Davenport
Well,
would be.
you can ask your buddy Ignacy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I got a question for you.
Oh, Ignacy, I love that guy.
What,
I love
how
that
do you
guy.
say Davenport in Polish? Of course, you could just ask your mother, too.
I would, and then she would say there is no such word,
Oh.
and that would be the end of the conversation. In the last episode, we talked about going to the Noshery, our happy place, and boy, oh boy, that day became an adventure. It sure did. Like, it was a great day. I mean, we had our breakfast. We left there, and the breakfast there, the food is just amazing, and the drinks.
Got to get there early for, I don't know, there's not a better blueberry French toast. Although their bacon is always a tad crisp, but, I like Kit, so I don't want to tell her that she burns the bacon.
Well, hopefully Kit listens to this now. But because there's usually always one listen from Egg Harbor whenever I look at the stats.
Sturgeon Bay. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I mean, we're not paid to talk about the Noshery. We are not affiliated with them whatsoever, but that place is the best.
Well, when I would talk to you about Board Game Cafe, that is what I imagine it. I don't imagine it as a coffee shop where you can play games, or they even have a library. To me, what they built there with this coffee shop, this excellent cafe with good food, and then he's literally has a game store in back.
Yeah.
To me, that's ultimate.
Yeah.
That's like ultimate. I don't know. I see pictures of other board game cafes, and I'm looking, going, oh, well,
Yeah, it's not the
really,
Noshery.
you really. I mean, he could improve it. Obviously, you could have more gaming room, more tables, but what At did a really, really, superb job.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that was a great day. We got our breakfast in, and we walked out with a pretty good haul.
Did
And the fun didn't stop at the Noshery.
Didn't.
It was drive from Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, to Appleton, Wisconsin, and then we ran out of time. We were actually going to swing through Green Bay on the way home.
Yeah.
To where we live, and so we're talking like quite some driving, because where we live is about an hour and a half away from Sturgeon Bay. And then Appleton is probably about another hour away from Sturgeon Bay. So, yeah. But anyway.
Oh, that reminds me, Boardlandia. I did the squeal when I saw beer and bread being held for somebody else. And James, whoever James is, that nice young man, sent me the email telling me he was holding that game for me.
Oh, hey, that's my phone. Our rule is mute everything. Hi, this is Chris from the Chasing Meeples podcast, recording live from upstairs. What's going on?
Keep Phil asleep. Home.
All right. Hey, while I got you on the phone, our listeners want to know, what is the Polish word for Davenport?
Davenport?
Yes, Davenport.
Like a coach?
Yes,
Oh, a Tapton.
Otapczan. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Meeple chasers of the world, thank you.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
I can't believe you did that. Oh, that's funny. Did you answer the phone and put your mother on speakerphone?
Well, I actually, if this thing was hooked up to the Bluetooth, I would have just put her on the podcast. I should have did
Thank
that.
you for calling in.
Thank you. Hey, we got a call on our listener line.
What can I help you with? You know,
Your son is sleeping.
I'm going home
I'm
now.
going home.
Well, thank you for calling. Are you ready, Chris? It's quiz time.
Woohoo! You know, I like this. So, first quiz that we had, I actually hated. I'm not going to lie to you. And I hate the fact that you are asking me questions that I don't see. But I really look forward to every quiz. So, well done.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well done.
I think.
No, that's a compliment. Well done.
Okay.
You've won me over with the Meeples quiz.
Okay.
Just beware. I'm going to do a Meeples quiz someday.
Yeah, good luck.
And my mind's not going to have like the rules. So for our listeners, let's go over what my objectives are for this quiz.
Well, I usually start with something that has to do with our name, Chasing Meeples. And then I take it back to a board game. Look and see if I actually did it that way. But you'll see why this really won't matter.
Okay.
Because the quiz is called Meeple. It is an actual Meeple quiz.
Oh, it's called Meeple.
Meeple.
All right.
Right there on top of my paper. Quiz/Meeple. So, first question. On the original YouTube show called Meeple People, about a board game group in Cleveland, Ohio, what 4 board games are used in the opening scene?
I was not paying attention to that.
It's a good, if anybody out there, if they haven't watched it, it's a good little thing. I mean, the episodes are maybe like 2 minutes long, but it is funny.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't get a chance to finish watching the whole thing. So hopefully there's not any more questions, but I know Ticket to Ride was one of them. Because they were talking in a elevator in the first episode.
This is all right in that the very...
Oh, in the whole episode.
No. In that, when they first introducing the show, they have those games that they're bringing on the shelves and putting on the table. That's the games I'm talking about.
God.
The opening scene.
Ticket to Ride.
Right about that one.
Carcassonne? No. I mean, Catan?
No.
I don't know then. I give up. I give up. I'm not going to get that. Huh? What?
That one.
I can't hear you over the sounds that the tables are making.
I know. I tried grabbing the pen and it made a sound, and suddenly it was like, oh! I'm trying to pretend like I didn't grab that pen, like maybe you didn't see that.
Oh, no.
It wasn't me.
I heard it.
It wasn't me. So you got Ticket to Ride, right?
I got Ticket to Ride. Oh, I can see your answers right now. I want to move it.
Oh.
I know what they are. I just looked at your paper. They're like right in front of me in bold writing.
I told you I cannot use number 11
and
font.
not 11 font.
No, it's number 16 bold.
But I did not realize that one was in there. So, all right.
Lords of Waterdeep.
Yeah, I never would have got it.
Splendor.
Yeah.
And this is what I saw at Berlandia. Kingsburg.
Oh, Kingsburg. Yes.
Yes.
That's why you said
I'm
that.
looking at the game going, where did I see this? Where did I saw that game? Chris, where did we see Kingsburg? And suddenly I'm like, oh, that's right. It's on my quiz. Nothing. Forget it.
Yeah, so that's why I was so confused. You were like, what? I was like, what? We weren't talking about it. We didn't see it anywhere. However, Kingsburg is on the top 100 list of Tom Vassell.
Is it really?
Yeah, and it looks good.
I've never looked at it, so I
looks
didn't
good.
even hear anything about it until that show. And then when I saw it at Boardlandia, I thought it was an older game, like Lords of Waterdeep.
It is. Kingsburg is an older game. Yes.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and I guess the version they have at Boardlandia has like the expansions that they added to it to make it better. So that's like the addition to pick up.
Okay.
So, but it's a dice placement game.
Okay. Oh, I like that. All right. Next question.
So I got 1 point.
You got 1 point. I won't write it down because I'll make noise. So we're just keeping it up there in the noggin.
Well, write it down. I can edit noise out. You're fine.
On the BGG search engine, how many games have the word Meeples in that? And that's plural. Meeples.
So you are saying if I go into
The
BGG search engine and just type in the word Meeples, how many games will show up? And you've done this?
Have. What do you mean? I am writing the quiz. Like I ask you a question I don't know the answer to? Well, I don't know.
Here's my quiz. Those of you that are listening to this clip from the newest episode of Chasing Meeples podcast, here's my quiz for you. How many of you have actually thought to go on BGG and type in the word Meeples?
Well,
Just
maybe if they were looking for a game that had the word Meeples in it, they would do it because they're looking for one of how many games?
So I will answer your question in a minute, but I must be an odd duck.
You are.
Because when I do a search term, I never look at how many results it produced. So I'm just going to throw a number out of there, and I'm going to say out of all of the games on BGG, hold on, let me do my best channeling Professor X psychic ability.
Some people do watch BGG on a weekly basis.
Here we go. The answer has come to me, and the answer is... Now, before you tell me the answer,
I am looking at you. I am just looking to see what your lips are going to do. And I'm going to try to keep it calm because if you get it right, there's going to be a screech that you're going to have to edit out.
okay, can I try to narrow it down? Because this is a huge range of all the games that have ever been released. Is it
I didn't think of it that way.
I mean,
Come on, how many games have word Meeples?
For me to pinpoint in this. Okay, now
guess what? We're looking at how many came up on that search. Could there be something? Because their search engine is not always the best. If anybody's used it, you have to be very accurate.
Yes.
You have to capitalize. It does not, you can't just like write half a word and think it's going to pop up like Google does. It doesn't.
Okay. Now, that's okay. Can I ask for like a higher and a lower? Can I do that?
Yeah.
Is it higher than 6,000?
Oh, okay. I'll give you this clue.
No. I want to find the
higher
clue.
than 6,000?
Is it lower than 4,000?
Yes.
Okay, well, listen. For me to be able to get the exact number, I need to do some deduction here. No way.
I feel like we're on
Is
The
it
Price is Right.
higher than 1,000?
No.
Okay. It would have been wrong. Now, is it higher than 500?
No.
Is it a triple digit number?
No.
Angie, I would have been wrong. Okay.
I know. Oh, well.
Is it a double-digit number?
Yes.
Okay. The answer is 32.
Answer is 15. But I would accept 13 because 2 of them are expansions.
Okay. And the 13 games are?
Next question. How many of these games
That's
do we
it?
own?
We're just moving on to the next question?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It took you 12 minutes to answer that question. You
Because
couldn't just randomly guess a number like 1,200.
I would have been wrong.
6.
I want to win. I so far have won every quiz that you have given me.
Not a win or lose. It's how many points you get. You don't win.
I win.
You're like, I win 5 points or I win 8 points. It's not like, bam, I won.
I win. All right.
Yeah. How many of these games do we have? And name them.
All of them.
Well, okay, if you think we own 15 games.
I think we own more than 15. Okay.
Okay. How many games with the word Meeples
Do
in
we
them?
own? 2. And we own Lords of Waterdeep. And the name title is Meeples?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't own any.
You didn't realize that's what it was. I was talking about the title. Now, what has Meeples in it? No wonder you're thinking 6,000. How many games have Meeples in them? I said, no, the word Meeples with an S, not Meeple.
Yeah, but I'm thinking when you type in the search engine Meeples, it could show up anywhere in that search engine. Is it the title of the game
No, it's the
or is
title
it
of the
the
names
description of the game?
The title that pops up, you'd have to go into advanced search
Oh,
and type in Meeple and component or something stupid.
I'm gonna say you just weren't specific enough when asking your question, and I should get a mulligan. So we don't own any of those games. 0. Really, we have a game with Meeples in the name. What's that?
In Meeples and Monsters, you train the village,
Jesus, we do have that
protect
one.
it from monsters. What's the name of the village?
Meepleville Kingdom. I'm so defeated right now. I don't even want to play. I'm sulking.
Oh, you better get that. You better get that thinking cap back on because the last question is a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can now see Angie's pet peeve of Chris sulking because he's not winning.
No, exactly.
Oh, I'm sulking.
I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to record anymore. I'm taking my computer.
Just gonna edit this right out. The next 10 minutes of this episode is going to be nothing but music.
Okay. You got that one wrong.
Yeah.
Did I tell you the answer?
Meeples and Monsters.
No.
And the village, you did not tell me the name of the village.
Rowan.
Rowan.
Rowan. Next question. Meeples and Monsters ranks 5,629 on BGG. Does it rank higher or look on your face? Look on your face. Just finish. Let me finish the question, okay?
Okay.
Does it rank higher or lower than breakdancing Meeples?
Higher.
Lower.
What?
It is lower than breakdancing Meeples. That was funny. Breakdancing Meeples is 5,543. So not much, but it's still lower than breakdancing Meeples. I thought that was a funny. All right. Your final question, but not your final answer.
All right.
We know Meeple is a combination of my and people.
Yes.
In my review of Flamecraft, I called the dragons Dreeples.
Yes.
How many Meeple hybrids can you come up with in 30 seconds? If I ask you the name of the game it came from, you have to tell me.
Hey, well, you got to get your timer set.
My timer set.
Okay, you got to give me a clear start time. So now I want to make sure that I've got this right. You just want me to start throwing out Meeple hybrids?
Yeah, like characters. Like I said, dragon. I said Dreeple.
Yeah. So what am I supposed to do? Say like dragon, Dreeple.
Just
That's what you want me to do?
You say Dreeple, and then you could tell me the game. What game it was in Flamecraft. If I ask you what game it is, because it seems obscure, like
Oh, so I'm not just supposed to make stuff up.
no, really names games.
Oh, see, I would have been wrong. I would have been all like cheese
Like
pull.
sheeples.
Cheese pull. That's from cheese and meeple
People
together.
always say sheeple from.
Yeah, okay.
Ridiculous.
I thought you just took that one away.
Well,
You just took that one. I was just
you're up here going sheeple. I don't know what.
the first one I was gonna say. Angie,
I'll give you a point.
give me 1 point for sheeple.
1 point. But if I think it's a weird thing, then you're going to have to tell me which game you got it from.
Okay, well, because I only got one. All right. I had two.
Thinking cap on.
It's
on.
It's on. Okay, and
Go.
Jeeple. It's a Jeep and a Meeple from Dinosaur World. Sheeple, which you already stole from me. Wizard Pull. Thief Pull. Fighter Pull. Rogue Pull from Lords of Waterdeep. I don't see you checking. I don't see check marks. I just got a bunch of points. I just got tons of points. Hiker Pull. Parks. Hiker Pull. Come on, Hives. You checked Hiker Pull.
This is completely your time's up.
Tent Pull.
This is so my fault. I worded that wrong. I was thinking I was going to say animals. I thought it was obvious because I said dragons. You're like, hiker pull. Hiker pull.
Bear Pull. Elephant.
See? Yeah, the bear pull. That would have made sense.
What,
You're
hiker
like
pull?
rogue pull? I guess. There is one. But
In the yeah, we'll see.
I
In
see.
the
That's
original
it.
game,
I
it's
originally,
cubes,
yes, and I did
And I bought the
specify
Meeple upgrades, and they're shaped like wizards and everything. So I'm taking those
yes,
points.
you're right. No, you are right. Because Jeeple, I thought about yes, the Jeeples and Dinosaur World, but then you start with the Rogue Pull and Wizard. It took me a while. You said Wizard Pull, and I'm like, and it would be nice if you did the hybrid of the name. So that would be
Wizpull.
Wizpull. Yeah. Wizpull.
Okay.
Ripplepull.
All right, let me do that again. G
No,
pull,
you can't.
Wiz pull, fight pull, rogue pull,
Clerk Pull.
cleric pull, clerk pull, bear pull, hike pull.
A hiker. Hiker's still a Meeple.
He's not.
He is because
not.
he's a person. So he would
My
still
definition of a meeple is the standard classic shape. Anything else is a hybrid. That's it.
be.
End of
Okay.
discussion.
I'm just gonna.
No. If you throw that question out and I don't get points for it, that is foul. That is foul play.
We're just gonna cancel that one.
No, I get max points then. Stay on. She just fell out of her chair. I'm gonna buy you a better chair.
What do you think we're playing max points and writing these things on the paper with a Sharpie? Max points. I don't even know what max points are. Oh my god. I was just gonna you start saying like dog pull or something like that. That's all. I was gonna give you a point.
No, I am creative.
Oh,
I'm creative. I came up with wizard pull, and hike pull, hiker pull,
was pull.
tent pull. There's a tent in parks.
Okay, what
Night
made you
pull.
in your mind go to Lords of Waterdeep in parks? Why are those the two games that you went to?
Because that's what popped into my head for meeples.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I mean,
I
we
mean-
own 300 games. I was just wondering why that's where it went. Like, I'm thinking Everdell. I'm thinking they have like 900 animals in there. I'm like Beeple and spider pole. You know what I mean? They have like 900 animals in there, and I was even going parks with the bears and stuff. And
But they don't. But here's the thing: they don't call them.
well, no one calls
Meeples.
Flamecraft dragons Meeples except for me.
Okay.
No, it should be a thing.
Well,
There's another T-shirt.
now we've got whiz pulls.
Yeah, whiz pulls and. Oh, we could have a whiz pull and a dreeple, like battling each other.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Who's going to win? Whiz pull. Oh my gosh, we've got another T-shirt design. I got to write this down. Where's my pen? I don't know.
I don't know. It probably flew somewhere
It's
when you
way over there.
ejected yourself out of the chair.
I'm going to pick up my papers now.
All right.
Well, Chris, you did really well with that quiz. I will tally up the.
Tally up max points.
I will tally up max points, and I will tell everybody on Instagram what you want.
Max points.
Max points. Are we going to tell everybody what our top five in-right games are?
We are. But before we do that, I just want to let everybody know max points, I'll take it.
Roll those dice and flip those cards. Here is the top 5 in right games. Hey, Angela, where's my dry erase marker?
My number 5 is Zombicide Gear Up. Zombicide Gear Up is a cooperative flip and write game set in the world of Zombicide. Players take on the role of survivors who must work together to defeat waves of zombies using weapons that hit in a certain type of shape to fill in the outlines of their zombies. So think polyomino, I guess flip and write, right? It's a flip and write.
Yeah.
So the game is set up with a certain level of difficulty, and players are given numbers of regular and special zombie cards that they place on their third street level. And on each turn, players reveal a turn card which shows which color weapon they can use, and then the zombies will advance towards them. So players must spend their ammo and armor to defeat the zombies and upgrade their weapons as they progress through the game. It also has a solo mode. I don't play a lot of the solo games, but the difference is you have companion cards in addition to their own weapons, which kind of allows you to have a chance. Because let me tell you, this game is challenging. The difficulty ramps up quick. We've never won. Let's just put it that way. We've never won. So that's my number 5 pick. Zombicide. Gear Up.
My number 5 is Railroad Inc. Railroad Inc. is a multiplayer puzzle game. Your goal is to connect as many exits on your board as possible. Each round, a set of dice is rolled in the middle of the table, determining which roads and rails are available to them. You must draw these routes on a dry erase board and create transport lines and connect your exits. Additional symbols are available for a one-time use in which you try to optimize better than your opponents. Originally, the game came in just a blue and red edition, but now they have a yellow and green challenge edition, as well as a multitude of expansion dice. We have the blue edition, which is also for bodies of water if you'd like to play with an additional challenge. My number 5 is Railroad Inc. Blue Edition.
Hey there, Meeple Chasers. Are you ready for an epic roll and write adventure? Well, get ready, because Fantasy Flight Games is bringing you my number 4 choice. And it's a game that takes place in the Twilight Imperium universe, and that is Twilight Inscription. So this game is nothing like Fantasy Flight Games has ever done before. It was a huge task that they brought on. So it's a massive roll and write game that's 1 to 8 players, and they are trying to take all of the epic game Twilight Inscription and put it into a roll and write form. And let me tell you, this game is not for the faint of heart. You have a limited pool of resources. You have 4 boards to choose from. And you have to amass victory points and earn your right to the throne on Mechatol Rex. So you're going to get 24 factions to choose from. Each faction is going to have their own unique abilities, and you have to figure out which one is the best for your play style. And once you've chosen your faction, then you get to take each of one of the four player sheets: navigation, expansion, industry, and warfare. And get this, each sheet has 8 different versions, so no 2 games will ever feel the same. It's like playing a different game every time. But that is not all. So every round starts with an event card. These events can grant you resources, but they can also trigger wars or council events where you're going to need to have a strong fleet or enough votes to be able to win the criteria on the card. And trust me, you don't want to be caught without either of those. So are you ready to write your own legacy to be the ruler of the galaxy? Or will your empire fade into obscurity? So the choice is yours. So there's one thing that is holding that game back from being higher on my list. That is the fact that when you play with 2 players, you have to have an AI opponent. Don't like that. I understand the reasons why they need it, but that is probably the reason why I also don't like solo games. It's just that whole AI opponent. I understand it's supposed to be there to take away choices and take away things like that from you to simulate another opponent. However, I think I just want to...
He's not an AI opponent. He's your opponent. He's not an... It's not the same. Not the same.
You don't think so? You don't think it's like an automa? Because that's what it is.
No. He's the big bad guy. And that's the way I feel about him.
Oh, okay.
I feel like because I kind of look at it like this. This is like this epic battle. This is, what is his name? Megatol Rex or whatever?
No, you have to get to Megatol Rex. Megatol Rex is a place. It's a planet. It's like... Yeah.
Oh, well, that just kind of blows that game for me because I was thinking it totally meant something. I'm thinking Megatol Rex was a person and he was the bad guy and you're trying to
Take the throne.
take him out. And usually when you're an AI and anything else, that's your... I didn't really ever see that as...
Nope, you're competing with them.
Now that whole game is just kind of blown for me now.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Anyway, Meeple Chasers, grab your dry erase chalk markers and let's get writing.
Number 4. And this is a game by one of your favorite designers, Ignacy Trzewiczek. Imperial Settlers Roll and Write. It's a 2019 game by Portal. Standalone game set in the Imperial Settlers universe. It is an engine building game in which you construct different buildings and earn bonuses. At the beginning of your turn, you shake 4 dice. 3 of them are going to have different resources that you need. The 4th die determines how many actions you can take with those dice on your turn. This keeps you on your toes because you might need to switch strategies midstream for what you want to get done on your turn. You may want to get a bonus building a constructed building, but you end up with 3 apples. And how are you going to build a building with 3 apples? It is the unexpected that has me hooked on this game. And that is why Imperial Settlers Roll and Write is my number 4.
My number 3 is the game Welcome to. It's a flip and write where you get to live out your dreams of becoming the best suburban architect in the United States in the 1950s. As you fill in your streets with houses in numerical order, you'll want to take advantage of the unique actions that come with each card flip. From increasing point values of derivatives you build, or scoring points for building parks and pools, there's always something to keep you on your toes. And with the options to either alter or duplicate your house numbers, the possibilities are endless. But be warned. Be warned, Meeple Chasers. You're not alone in this race to be the best suburban architect. So there's simultaneous gameplay and it supports large groups of players. They claim up from 1 to 100 players, which would be pretty insane. Everyone is fighting for that top spot. And with completely randomized action sets, no two games are going to feel the same. So grab your blueprints and get ready to build the town of your dreams in Welcome to.
Isn't that crazy that you can play a game like that? I think that's kind of neat. I like Welcome to. It didn't make my list. It probably would be my number 6.
Yeah.
But I think, because if people had lockdowns and over Zoom, people were able to do that. I actually think there are quite a few.
Cartographers, for sure, you could
A couple
do.
of roll and writes that you could do that too.
You could do cartographers. You could do.
I mean, anything that just has sheets and just, somebody's there rolling dice and flipping the cards and.
Well, tiny towns. It's not a roll and write, but you could do it with tiny towns because I've seen it done. Right, you go to conventions; they have big, giant, tiny towns things. You could actually play it live on YouTube, which is what we probably saw, and I think that's probably what maybe the live stream was on Facebook. Yeah. So there's a lot of games out there. I think that's really cool. I think, yeah, definitely.
My number 3 is cartographers. I'm not going to talk about it because I know it's higher on Chris's list.
My number 2 happens to be Angie's number 3. Cartographers, a role-player tale, is a board game in which players compete to earn the most reputation stars by the time 4 seasons have passed. Players take on the role of cartographers in the service of Queen Gimnax, who has ordered the reclamation of the northern lands. Players draw on their map sheets, claiming land for the kingdom of Nalos. Player with the most reputation stars at the end of the winter wins the game. And Cartographers is fantastic, which is why it's my number 2. It's also published by Thunderworks Games, a local Wisconsin-based company. My number 2, Cartographers, a role-player tale.
My number 2 is Explorers Flip and Write game. Published by Ravensburger and designed by Phil Walker Harding. You play an explorer traversing your way over lands, searching for lost treasure. As explorers, you are following a map, and along the way, you might find gems, provisions, and keys to unlock a temple. The thing about this game is that it has modular boards and all the possibility that holds. Each player receives a frame and 4 terrain tiles that fit into this frame. And along the top, there are 2-sided scoring tiles for your provisions, your gems, and an endgame town bonus. Each temple you find is worth points based on the order they were unlocked. For example, the first person to unlock a temple in the first quadrant gains 12 points. Next 10, after that 8, and then 6. Explorers last for 4 rounds, and it offers a lot of variability depending on which map tiles you use, which side of the goal tiles you're using, and even in addition to that, each map tile is 2-sided. The opposite side has an additional endgame scoring conditions. If you wish to challenge yourself a little bit, you can add those in. That is why Explorers is my number 2.
Number 1.
Angie, do you think we're going to have a crossover on number 1?
I have a feeling. I have that gut instinct.
I do. I feel like there is only one option for number 1. I really do.
Really?
Yeah, one option. So how do we want to handle this if we think we got a crossover?
You talk about it.
All right.
Do the honors.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see if we got a crossover. My number 1 and right game is Super Mega Lucky Box. Are you ready? Are you ready for the ultimate bingo experience? Well, here comes Super Mega Lucky Box, the game that combines the excitement of bingo with strategic thinking and decision making. Once again, a game designed by the talented Phil Walker Harding is on one of our lists. Again, can he do no wrong? I have no idea.
I don't know. You'll find out when we play Monolith.
This game is published by Game Right Games, and it's perfect for players of all ages. Not only is it a blast to play, but it reinforces important math and probability concept for kids. So why am I saying that? So Angie and I have an autistic child, and we homeschool him. And we have been trying to get him to play board games with us for a very long time. Now, he loves things like Don't Wake Daddy, and he loves things like those activity games. However, we want to try to introduce him to modern board gaming, and he's just not having any of it. So one day I'm at work, and I get a phone call from Angie, not a phone call, a text message from Andy, my new friend Andy. One day I'm at work, and I get a text message from Angie saying that she has got Gabe playing Super Mega Lucky Box. Tell us about it. I mean, how did that go down, right? So, like, you're doing math class, and you bust out Super Mega Lucky Box.
I don't even kind of go and tell them what subject we're going to do. It's like we have, so many things to do that day, and I just bring it out, and I had it set up in front of them, and I said, all you're going to have to do is, cross off some numbers, and we're going to play this. Or I didn't say play, because he's got an issue with playing.
Yeah.
Not that he doesn't have an issue with doing math, but I didn't use the word play. I just started flipping the cards and turning, and I had him. He chose where to put them, and then I showed him when he got in a row that he took bonus he took, and he made it through 2 rounds. He did get tired, and he does get tired a lot, but he did not know he was playing a board game.
That is great.
Or a card game. He had no idea.
I love it.
And he did not argue about it. So
once again, Phil Walker Harding, cool points in my book. So let's get back to Super Mega Lucky Box. So it takes a classic bingo formula and adds a twist. Players have between 3 and 6 cards in front of them at any time, each with a 3x3 matrix of numbers on it. And on a turn, a number card is flipped, and players cross off one instance of that number on their cards. Well, it sounds simple, right? That's just the beginning. With every row or column completed, players receive instant rewards, such as crossing off another number, earning points, or collecting tokens. But the rewards don't stop there. Players can use lightning bolts to alter the value of the cards they just flipped, giving them more control over their luck. And with knowledge of what numbers could come up, players are always on the edge of their seat, hoping for their number to come up. That's not all. Players can also choose which cards to keep and which to discard, ensuring they have a spread of numbers and bonuses that will help them towards victory. Points are earned for completing cards, marking stars, and collecting moons. And at the end of the game, the player with the most points wins. So Super Mega Lucky Box is a game that leans heavily into luck, but there are ways to mitigate it and constant positive reinforcement. So every time you complete a row, you get a reward for it. That is awesome. It's just plain fun to play. And the designer, Phil Walker Harding, has done an amazing job making it accessible for children. So gather your friends and family and get ready for an exciting game. Our number 1, Super Mega Lucky Box.
there's 2 things about this game that I love. Okay, there's more than 2 things. 2 things that you didn't mention. 1, we did take this to a family gathering, and it was a hit. 2, this was another game. When I brought home, you gave me that look. And you said, Super Mega Lucky Box? What is this? And you didn't even play it the first couple times that I played it. I know I actually had it set on the table, and you walked by, went to the refrigerator to get a water or something to eat, and you looked at me and went, oh. And that's it. That's it. And once you started playing, your cross enough numbers, and then you're starting to hit those combos, and you're like, "Ooh, oh, I can do that. I can do that there. I can do that. Oh, I can do that." And when you hit that first combo, you were set. That's it. It sucked you in. The first time you were able to cross off a 5 and then get a 6 over there. Oh, and that got you another bonus. Oh, that hooked you to a simple little game with absolutely no theme whatsoever.
Yep. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece.
You know what? And when I bought it, I had no idea who the designer was.
That's funny, isn't it?
I saw this game on Foster the Meeple, I think. They had it on there. And when I saw it at the Red Apple, I bought it, had no idea what it was. And then I was looking, and his name is really small print, like in the book or something. I don't think it even is on the box. So it's a good game.
Great game. And that's why it's our number 1. Well, that about wraps up this episode. What are we going to talk about next time?
Wingspan Asia.
Wingspan Asia. A game by Stonemaier Games, right? That's the publisher, Stonemaier. I always want to say Stonemaier, but it's Stonemaier, isn't it?
Everybody says Stonemaier.
I think they say Stonemaier. No, Mayer.
I think it's like pronouncing Schraders or Schroders.
Or Bernstein or Bernstein. Holy cow, we just had a Mandela effect. Anyway. So we're gonna do that, and then I'm sure there's gonna be tons of hilarity, tons of greatness, tons of awesomeness, because we are the Chasing Meeples podcast, and you are the Meeple chasers. So you know what, everybody? Let's keep chasing those meeples. And Angie, why do you always roll your eyes at me? My goodness. My goodness.
I thought you were going to say keep chasing those dreams. People chasers.
Chasing those. Even better. Keep chasing
Chasing your dreams.
If you guys, I need to set up a camera next time we record. And that is definitely going to be posted out there. So you guys can see the faces that she makes at me. She was talking about me making faces at her during the quiz. I was sulking, and she gives me faces like I'm an idiot. Like she's just waiting to... Anyway. Wingspan Asia. Check it out later this month when we release our next episode. Until then...
Chase those dreams.
Yeah, okay. Have a good night, everybody. Take it easy.
Thanks for listening to episode 7 of the Chasing Meeples podcast, recorded on January 28, 2023. To those of you who listened while washing the dishes, great job multitasking. You just got some endgame bonus points. Now, dry your hands and don't forget to follow and rate our podcast on your favorite platform. Check out our Etsy shop, Chasing Meeples Co. for official Chasing Meeples merchandise. And if you really want to support us, visit our Buy Me a Coffee page and buy us a virtual cup of coffee so we can keep bringing you great content. And most importantly, visit our website, chasingmeeples.buzzsprout.com for more episodes. Keep chasing those meeples. Thank you for your support.